What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate support. Guys, we got some news that came out as far as the shooting that happened yesterday out there in Dallas, Texas. Shout out Dallas, at Wilmer-Hutchins High School. Now, mind you, this is the second school shooting incident in basically a year, where last April a student was shot by another student in school, and now this shooting here where 4 people were injured. And I told you yesterday they had a whole bunch of different details of that I said are going to be subject to change. They said yesterday only 1 person was shot, right? They said 1 person was shot yesterday. Now today what they're saying is that 3 people were shot and 1 person was just hurt in the stampede of trying to get away. Now, the reason why we're talking about this today is late last night, the day of the shooting, the male suspect, and it is a male, has turned himself in to police late last night. Now, they know who this guy is. They haven't given this student's name, but supposedly he's a student there. He's a male student, and they're going to tell you a little bit about what they think the motive is. I was watching a press conference yesterday where they only answered 2 questions and got off quick. I got the idea from looking at it that they already knew who it was. They knew the name. They didn't want to say nothing to create panic, they just want to make sure they get this person. Well, that person turned themselves in last night after some coaxing, I guess. And this is the information that they have so far that we're about to get into. And it's going to tell you everything as far as, you know, even possible motive. But I don't understand this, man. We got it now where these kids are just going off the rails when they get upset or they feel as though they have issues with other students, where they're being ingenious in the ways they bring weapons of destruction in school and don't care about when they let those guns off. But anyway, here's what they have. We expect an update later on. This is what they know so far. Take a look.
Suspect in a school shooting that left 4 people injured in Dallas has reportedly turned himself in. Hello, everybody. I'm Heather Hayes.
And I'm Steve Eager. A law enforcement source says the suspect turned himself in late tonight after the shooting that happened early this afternoon at Wilmer-Hutchins High School in southeast Dallas. Of the 4 injured, officials say 3 of the victims were shot. The injuries range from non-life-threatening to serious.
Late this afternoon, Dallas ISD officials revealed the suspect was not yet in custody, but stopped short of saying whether the suspect was a student, how they got the gun inside, or any details about how the shooting unfolded.
Fox 4's David Santendry has been in touch with the family members of the suspect, and he is live with more to tell us. David?
Yeah, Stephen, Heather, a law enforcement source tells me that suspected shooter is here at the Dallas County Jail after turning himself in about an hour ago. This was supposed to take place several hours ago at an entirely different location, about a 10-minute drive from the high school over at Dallas Police Department's South Central Division. That did not happen. Some of his family members were on hand there at the police department, as well as dozens of officers just waiting to make sure that things moved safely when he drove up there and was supposed to turn himself in. But then it appears he got cold feet and went to a relative's home. Family members were communicating to us that they were going to meet him and trying to convince him to just do the right thing and turn himself in, be safe. And again, here about an hour ago, he drove himself over here to the Dallas County Jail and turned himself in, according to multiple law enforcement officials. Right now, we'll take you back to where this all began earlier today.
This is a tragic situation, and I know everyone wants answers.
Wilmer-Hutchins High School, a crime scene Tuesday afternoon. Dallas Fire Rescue confirms a school shooting. 3 people, ages 15 to 18, taken to hospitals after being wounded by gunfire. The 4th, age unknown, described as having a musculoskeletal injury to the lower body.
What are they not doing up there?
Parents concerned about how a gun made it to campus.
All DISD schools have clear backpack policies from elementary all the way up. So what is it that they are not looking for?
We see what those backpacks look like.
Yeah, they usually check the backpacks.
Dallas ISD police and the superintendent, while addressing reporters Tuesday afternoon, steered blame away from its security systems.
So we do know that the gun did not come through during regular intake time. So it was not a failure of our staff, of our protocols, or of the machinery that we have. So it did not come in through regular intake.
Can you expand on that? 'Cause that's
I cannot
expand. We do appreciate your time. Thank you so much. We were only able to take 2 questions. And we appreciate your time.
Can you talk? The district stopped its briefing after taking only 2 questions from a group of a couple dozen journalists. The district will not explain how the gun made it to campus, circumstances leading to the shooting, where exactly it took place, or if security changes are coming.
And it's the second time they had a shooting like this.
In April of last year, a student brought a revolver to Wilmer-Hutchins High and shot a classmate in the leg. The shooting prompted many questions about how the student brought a gun to school. In the wake of that shooting, Dallas ISD police revealed security protocols were not followed. The suspect triggered a metal detector, but no one checked his bag. Now, those questions even more magnified.
Because it's scary and your heart beat fast because you're not there with your child and anything could happen.
So family members of that suspected shooter have provided us with his name and age, but we're not going to release that until some officials here within Dallas County release it, or Dallas ISD's police department. They are the lead on this investigation. Obviously, a whole lot of questions we still are trying to get answered regarding to what led to this shooting, more on the suspected shooter and those victims involved. Steve, Heather, back to y'all.
Yeah, just a couple of questions first. Any updates on those who were injured, David?
Yeah, still no updates on those who were injured. We didn't get any updates from Dallas ISD police earlier when the assistant chief spoke, or the school district when the superintendent spoke.
Yeah,
but I will say that city council member and Mayor Pro Tem Tanel Atkins told us he expects them to survive. That's what he told one of our colleagues or coworkers earlier today. But to what extent they are injured, we don't know right now.
Well, and were family members able, I know your no name, that sort of thing, but were family members able to, I don't know, share any insight or what was going on with this suspect, or anything at all with the emotion of all this?
Yeah, so it's another good question. So family members say that this child transferred sometime recently, within the past possibly year, maybe couple years. They were saying he transferred to this school and that there was maybe some drama at a different school, thought he was getting into a better situation. They believe he may have been a victim of bullying. That's just what the family was telling us, but you know, we have to wait and see what law enforcement tells us, any information that comes out confirmed in a police affidavit or anything like that. So probably too early to speculate.
Right.